But first, the Sambuca is back, thank God. Nothing against Marie, but very, very not mine. Not my type. Marie Brizard, I love you, but cut the crap. Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in? Miracles, I guess, still happen now and then. Look into my heart, leave your cares behind. Welcome to my world, built with you in mind. Knock and the door shall be opened. Seek and you will find. Ask and you will be given the key to this heart of mine. I'll be waiting there with my arms unfurled, waiting just for you. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Nice. That's welcome to the world. Welcome to my world, the Songfather world, on the Songfather Show on this Thursday, 888888. What? August 8th, 2019. And it's just flying by. I know I keep saying it, but I just can't believe it's like we're already into the second week of August. It's unbelievable phenomenon. So, hope everybody had a good night, especially here on the island of Long. Had some thunderstorms come ripping through. And, you saw what Lucky was doing to me. And the whole thing was really, he wanted the door open, so he likes to look out the glass, and we forgot to open it. So, as soon as we got done with the watch party, I went downstairs and I opened the door, and we sat there, and the lightning and the thunder, and he's usually a little apprehensive. The fireworks don't bother him, and my singing don't bother him. But the thunder usually bothers him. But last night, no, he just kept saying, "Did you hear that?" And he'd look at me like, "Yeah, I heard it." Okay. But very cool when he popped up over my shoulder, and I got a nice picture of it. So I might make that my whatever they call that thing. Whatever it is, I'm going to make it. So hope everybody was good. Nobody lost power. It was fairly quick, but a tornado touched down in Jersey again. It's like the fourth or fifth time this year. It's a couple, it never happens in Jersey. We had a couple of tornadoes over in Staten Island this summer, and everything's like crazy. I don't understand it. I really don't. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. Right. So Yankees won again. In unbelievable fashion, 12-2 or 14-2. Home is abound. And the Mets won again. That's their sixth in a row. Yankees seventh in a row. So, if it continues this way, there's only like 30-something games left to the end of the season. Not bad. This could be very, very interesting. That is for sure. And all you ladies, go sit down. Everybody that says they're going to boycott the NFL because Kappa, Kuka, Kapaneka, and all those other stuff. It's your right, and I respect it. But I'm excited that NFL is back because the Giants are back. And who are they playing tonight? The people that tried to steal their stadium, the New York Jets. And it's very funny that back in the day when I was bartending and bouncing, I hung out with a lot of the Jets, and the good old day Jets. I was very good friends, and I think I still am, though we lost contact now for about 6, 7 years. But with Joe Klecko and Marty Lyons and Lamb, who passed away. Nobody let me know either. That pissed me off, Lamb Jones. And Freeman McNeil and a whole bunch of them. We just used to have a lot of fun, and they killed them. That I would hang out with them. I'd go on bus trips with them, and go to games. But I'm a New Yorker, so it's okay. But when they found out that I was a Giant fan, they were unbelievable. They wanted to kill me. So yeah, take it easy. Take it easy. I remember once when I was chairing a golf outing every year for cerebral palsy in Nassau County. And I did that for almost 20 years, if not 20 years. Raised a lot of money for them. Great, not just myself. It was a great crew that we had. And so one year we were honoring Joe Klecko. And so I said, well, come on, we'll take you out with my friend Ronnie. We'll take you out, before the tournament. So just have a nice day, our way of saying thank you, get familiar with the course. And okay. And so, we're out there playing, and he could smack the ball a mile. I mean, just unbelievable. He is a monster. He is but a gentle soul, too. He really is. But he's a bit of a bully. Not in a bad way. A ball, excuse my language, but a ball-busting bully. Wow, say that 5 times fast. He's a ball-busting bully. Wow. Anyway, so we're out there, and, okay, I'm holding my own. When I was playing quite frequently, I don't know, I would shoot in the 90s somewhere, Once in a while, I would break a 90 and hit an 88 or something. But most of the time, it was mid to upper 90s, But okay. And so we're out there, and we come to this par 3. And he goes first. Well, actually, Ronnie went first. Put it kind of close. Then Klecko goes. Puts it a little closer. And he looks at me. He says, Go ahead. Go ahead, Grosso. Step aside, Klecko. I mean, it was a joke. And so I get up, and I just caught it perfect. And I put it about, 2 feet from the cup. And I turned to him like I was turning to one of my friends. And I went, oh, in your ass, Klecko. What did you just say to me? I said, uh-oh. And he picked me up, and he held me over his head. He said, which direction should I throw you? He was a good guy. And then when he went up to get his award later at the dinner, we did a nice thank you and a nice speech, and how we, with cerebral palsy, he's always been involved in charity and everything. And then he did a 20-minute, nobody taped it, damn it, but he did a 20-minute roast. He ripped me to pieces. He made Don Rickles look like Father Flanagan. It was unbelievable. Not with the cursing, just with the ripping me apart. It was hysterical. And when I was having my, who the hell knows, 3rd, 4th, 5th colon operation, I was, you sleep most of the time, thank God, because of the pain pills and everything. But, I was cut from the breastbone all the way down to the beep, beep, and, 3 or 4 times. And so I woke up. This was after the outing. And so I wake up, and I'm in the hospital, of course, and I kind of open my eyes. And there's a big box on the table next to my bed. And it's all wrapped, beautiful, with a bow on the top of it. And the nurse comes in. I go, excuse me, what is this? Oh, somebody dropped that off for you. Who was it? Oh, we didn't get his name. I'm like, what if it was a bomb? Oh, well, then we'd all be dead. Oh, so that's good. That's good. Funny nurse. That's what I need right now. He was a big guy, though. He was big, but I'm sorry, we didn't get his name. I open it up and take the paper off from the bow, and I open them up, and it's a gigantic jar of jalapeno peppers. And he must have been in the hallway or down in the park. I don't know where he was. And it wasn't even 5 minutes later, the phone rings. Hello? Hey, you doing, buddy? Did you get me? It's Klecko. Did you get my present? Huh? Did you get it? Make sure you eat handfuls of the jalapeno peppers, all right? So it can blow your colon apart into a million pieces. And he starts hysterical laugh and hangs up the phone. Maniac. He's a maniac. So anyway, all right, let's get to a couple of stories. ICE, the Department of ICE, raided a couple of food processing plants in Mississippi, which led to 680 undocumented and people with warrants at them arrested. And it makes me wonder if these undocumented and criminals are working in food processing plants under the guise of anonymity because they're illegal. So, nobody knows who they are. Are they behind any of this influx of food contamination that we had over the summer? I mean, anywhere from meat to cereals to baby food. You never know. You just never know. So every time you want to step up and say, not right to do that, the news and CBS and I don't know, I hope I'm putting this thing up. A little girl was crying, please don't take my parent away from me. And like you're supposed to feel bad for that, but, what if it was John Gotti's kids that were going on news and saying, don't put my daddy in jail, or, Bernie Madoff's. And, it's a criminal. That's it. I mean, I'm sorry. Yes, it's heartbreaking, but you broke the rule. You broke the law, You came into the United States illegally. You're dragging and hanging down on all this free stuff and looking for us and taking work out of other people that could be doing that job in those plants. And so, you didn't do it right. You did it illegally. So, yes, it is sad, but that's the way it goes. What Beretti used to say? Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Do the name. I'm not saying that again. I think I said it like, I don't know, four shows in a row. And today over in the island of Long, over at the Jones Beach Theater, or whatever it's called now, these places change their names like once a year. I cleaned that up. Wow. Jimmy Buffett concert, which is the least enjoyable part of this day because everybody gets there about 4:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and they set up, and it is an unbelievable display of tailgating and parties that you have ever seen in your life with these maniac parrot heads out there. It is a constant enclosed Mardi Gras from 4 in the morning all the way through the whole concert and after the concert. And I would say 75 to 80% of the people that are in that parking lot aren't even going to the concert. It's amazing. So I was going to do a Jimmy Buffett song tonight, but we can't because you know what tonight is? Thursday with Tony. That's right. Bennett, I mean. And I'll save that for later. So, yeah, Jets and Giants tonight to kick off the NFL season. And let's see. Let's see what the Giants got. Okay, let's go. We'll get to, we got quite a few news items here. And a couple of nice feel-goods. But I didn't do anything that was too bad. So we don't need a feel-good story right now. We need a feel-good song. And this is my Daddy-O's, one of his favorite songs. And it's, it's because of you. That could be, take the lyrics out of what the song is and just go with the title. That seems to be the way things are today, especially in politics and families and everything else. Well, why did that happen? Well, because of you. Why is that kid like that? Well, it's because of you. Well, it's because of them. Or it's because, nothing's ever because of me. But not in this song. Excuse me. In this song, Tony Bennett is saying, because of you, my heart is whole. Because of you, there's a song in my heart. My romance is back. My life is worth living. Oh! What a tune. Because of you, there's a song in my heart. Because of you, my romance had its start. Because of you, the sun will shine. The moon and stars say you're mine forever and ever to part. I only live for your love and your kiss. It's paradise to be near you like this. Because of you, my life is now worthwhile, and I can smile because of you. I gotta stop rocking like Ray Charles here. Forever and ever to part. I only live for your love and your kiss. It's paradise to be near you like this. Because of you, my life is now worthwhile, and I can smile because of you. Huh? What do you think? Bam! That's not putting the blame on somebody. That's giving a nice atta girl or an atta boy if the girl is singing it. Because of you. Look at me. Ha ha! Okay. So let's go down a couple of more stories here. Today on the island of Long is the final vote to build the New York Islanders' new facility over here in Elmont, right next to Belmont Racetrack, to incorporate them together, all big plans, hotels and all kinds of stores and restaurants and everything else, would be a big boost to that area of the island of Long, if not the entire island of Long. They've been a few years out there over in Brooklyn, and it was nice, but it's not Long Island. The New York Islanders. Let's go here. So waiting for that vote to go through. If it goes through, here we go. Just the building alone and getting everything ready is going to be a big boon. Or boon. What do they call it? Boon. A boom, 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 boom. Freddie Boom Boom Cannon. And FedEx is no longer going to be delivering anything you ordered on Amazon, because Amazon over the last year and so, maybe a year and a half, but they snuck in their own fleet of delivery people, and over the past 6 months, they were on a very, very vigorous hiring campaign to hire drivers. And FedEx is like, I'm not doing this anymore. You've become a competitor now. We were helping you out, and we had a nice deal going for both of us, but now you got people going and delivering it, so you're taking food away from our people? You're done. So keep an eye out. People out there looking for jobs or looking for a better job. I understand they were paying pretty good, and you never know. Hey, come on. Love Amazon, I got to tell you. I don't know how they do it. I'm hoping this doesn't affect the prices that they have, because it has really been an unbelievable godsend, at least for me, that some of the things that I think are way, especially here on this island along, I don't know if it's throughout the whole country, just the East Coast, I really have no clue, but some of these things are way, way out of price. I just can't believe how much everything has jumped up. And it's not the same quality, Like you buy the chop meat. Oh, it's on sale for $3.99. What? That's what it always used to be, if not less. But that's on sale. And then, it's nice, it's beautiful, it's red. And then you take it home and, I always take it and slice it in half and look. And the bottom part of it is a little bit greener than the top part of it. So they take stuff from the other days, they freeze it, they cut the new, grind up the new meat, and they put it all together in one package. I mean, come on. You're taking Chinese shortcuts. I use, maybe on this, with this camera you could see it, but definitely not with the cell phones when they take pictures. I look like I have no hair. And I mean, it has thinned, and after the chemo and everything, it's gotten real fine. So the pigments don't come out sometimes, is what I was told. But I use T-Gel, my good friend, may he rest in peace, Shelley Levine. You've heard me talk about him. I was complaining one day because he had, whoo, I was trying to figure out a way to scalp him, beautiful hair. Took care of it just like me. We were like two women, two nut jobs about our hair. And I was starting to see more and more in the brush and, in the toilet, not toilet, in the bathtub, like, what the hell? It's starting to come out. This was before the chemo. And so he told me to get T-gel. He goes, it doesn't grow your hair back, but I guarantee it stops it. Stops what? From growing? He goes, no, it stops it from falling out. Take it, smells like tar, like somebody was doing the street around the corner. But it did. It really, it stopped filling up the brush and it stopped falling out in the shower. And it was okay. But now it's getting up there for a little bottle is $11, and the bottle that I used to use is now like $17, I found one bigger than the big one on Amazon, and I got it for $13. So please, Amazon, please figure something out. Okay, so I know I bored you with that whole story, right? I guarantee you there's men out there going, what was that? T-gel. Okay, let me try that. So down in Tampa, there was a doctor, a woman, and she was just getting into her gown because she was in the hospital to be induced for labor and give birth to her child. And so she gets the gown on, and the coolies hanging out the back. And she hears a commotion going on in the next room, and sees a bunch of nurses running in there. So she grabs another. This is what I did when I was in the hospital, too. I don't know why people can't figure that out. She grabs another gown and just puts it on backwards. So now you got one covering the front and the back. And so every time I was in the hospital, that's what I would do, and I would go for my walks around the floor and everything. But anyway, so she goes in the next room, and there's a woman in there going into labor, and there's some kind of complications. So they have no time to get her up to the room and get the doctor. So she steps in, delivers the baby. Everything comes out beautiful. The child is great. Mother's doing well, cleans them up, comes back into the room, takes off her 2 gowns, put a new gown on, lays down, and they induce the baby, and her baby comes out nice and fine, too. Now, she didn't have to do that, but you take an oath, right? You take an oath. Police officers take an oath to protect and serve whether you're on duty or not. Same thing with the doctors and everything. It was just I thought a beautiful story. Here they are side by side. And what if she was in a different room? Who knows what could have happened, What if she was getting induced the next day? Everything happens for a reason. You've heard it. So, yes, very good job. So both mothers and both babies doing very well. And something I found bizarre, I saw today in the news, or this morning, which would be today. Woohoo! Tino, don't laugh at me, you son of a... The Emmy Awards, which is, I think, the 3rd week in September. Knowing me, I didn't write it down. Nope, September. Whatever day it is, I don't know. 26th. I'm going to throw it out there. September 26th. That's it. I'm done. No host. How do you do that? How do you not have a host? The Academy Awards, no host? It's like, all right, we're going to the restaurant tonight, but it's a new kind of restaurant. There's no waitresses or waiters. You just sit there and, try to make it come to you. I don't understand. How do you not have a host? Oh, the reason we're doing it this way this year is I think because they're afraid of either protests or the host saying something stupid or whatever. But this way we have more time to show you more clips of the shows that we usually don't have time for because, the host has to do their own act too. So it kind of eats up. Get out of here. No host. What the... They didn't tell you. That's who's running entertainment these days. Woohoo! And hey, I said the 26th. Here's something else. The Abbey Road is 50 years old, and they're gonna have on the 26th is the actual date when it's and when the album came out, with the Beatles crossing the street, And so that day I'll do a whole bunch of songs from the Abbey Road album. It's always been one of my favorites. I've always loved the White Album, too. And I'm surprised when I say that how many people go, nah, I didn't like that one. Wow. But Abbey Road had something come together. Here Comes the Sun, Maxwell's Silver Hammer, which is a wonderfully bubbly song about a mass murderer. It's pretty good. It's crazy. But, so Hard to believe. And 50 years ago, let me just throw it in and let it go because it's really nothing to be celebrated. It's just something to shake your head about that it rocked the entire world when the Manson family went in and killed Sharon Tate and two others in the mansion that she was renting with her husband, Roman Polanski. And, beautiful lady, 8.5 months pregnant. I mean, just a helter-skelter horror scene and just, for no other reason than evil. That's it, plain evil, devil, period. But it's hard to believe that was 50 years ago already. Wow. So, all right, let's get to another song. Let's do it, shall we? This song, Tony Bennett's staple song. I just sang it last week or the week before. But always loved it. And quick story, I remember when we were watching the 72 Olympics at a bar called Sours that good friend of mine, Eddie Goodrich, owned, along with Ron Klimkowski, who was a silent money man. But Ron Klimkowski was the first designated hitter in the MLB. And it was just a great place. And, I mean, people came. This was a little, 2, 3, I think 4 booths it had. Standing room, more than 2 deep. It was too crowded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 8 bar stools, around. And there were 2 tables up by the front window. That was it. Jam-packed every night. And the weekends, people were coming from Brooklyn, Staten Island, all the way out the other end of the island along just to come to this little place. But when a place takes off, that's what happens. And so, we just had a great time there. And I ended up bouncing there for a while, and I ended up bartending there for a while. And so we're watching the 72 Olympics, and it was just Summer Olympics, and you're watching the boxing and this and that, and that's when everybody was coming up, and, it was something happened, I guess, maybe because of the over usage of electricity with the air conditioning or whatever, but the entire place went dark. TV went out, the lights went out, they kicked the generator on, and that was the first place I even heard of cable TV. And remember Eddie Goodrich saying, "Yeah, we're going to try this thing." It's called cable, and you pay a monthly fee. And I was like, "What? You pay to watch TV? The frig out of here! You'll never catch me doing that. What are we paying now? $250 a month?" But anyway, so everybody was getting a little antsy. First, the air conditioning wasn't working. The ice was starting to melt. There was no TV. You couldn't play the jukebox. Yeah, I said jukebox. So my friend Ronnie Pagnotta and I think Joey Bedini was with us, I think. We stood up on the bar, and we sang this song, this Tony Bennett song, My Man from Astoria. Ronnie, do you remember? Ronnie. And let me tell you, we did a terrible job. The loveliness of Paris seems somehow sadly gay. The glory that was Rome is of another day. I've been terribly alone and forgotten in Manhattan, but I'm going home to my city by the bay. I left my heart in San Francisco, high on a hill. It calls to me to be where little cable cars climb halfway to the stars. The morning fog may chill the air, I don't care. My love waits there in San Francisco. Above the blue and windy sea. When I come home to you, San Francisco, your golden sun will shine for me. The Streets of San Francisco, brought to you by Kellogg's of Battle Creek. Thank you. I can hear you clapping it there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so feel-good story coming up. Two police officers from Minnesota went out. They started, I don't know, maybe they're done by now, but on August 3rd, they went out, and they're going to ride 72 straight miles on their bicycles in full uniform. Anybody who wants to ride with them, kids ride for free, take their own bikes, and adults had to pay, $25. And it's all to raise funds and raise awareness for domestic violence. It's their, I think, third year doing it. And it's pretty cool. I think it's very cool that they do that. And it's good community effort, and see the cops there, they're doing it for the right reason. And they said that they started doing that because of all the calls that they get to the house for these domestic disturbances. And, they really didn't like the word disturbance because it's not, it's violence, but that's what it was called. And they would get there and, too many times, and, you got to own it. So, I'm not going to say it's something that's against the men of the world. It's not. It's just the cold, hard truth that, the women, eyes shut, black and blue, bleeding, this and that, whatever. Then they're too scared to press the charges. I mean, it's a whole bunch of, it's just a horror. I've experienced it myself, not personally, but in my life, people very close to me with these macho men. And, some were able to get their just desserts, and some haven't been reached yet. But horrible thing that goes on. They used to say, well, that's what happens, down in the sticks. No, not even close. It happens in $1.2, $1.3 million mansions, as well as, one-bedroom apartments. Or it's everywhere. It's I don't know. I don't know what causes it. I don't know if they're brought up that way. They say that happens a lot. If you're brought up in a violent house, a domestic violence house, that you got a 75 or 80% chance of being the same. I don't know. But I think it needs to be addressed more. I think it needs to be addressed as part of school when you're growing up, with guidance counselors, and, just bringing them in, bring the guys in, talk to them, bring the girls in, find out if something's going on at home, and maybe, save a whole bunch of lives down the road. So what they're doing over there in Minnesota, I love it. Mwah! God bless. Very nice. And here in New York, I don't know if it's going to happen across the country. I would tend to believe it would, but they got the approval. I don't know why you needed approval, but to put cameras on those stop sign arms that come down on the side of school buses, facing both ways. So now people start blowing past that thing. Well, now we got them. Now we got their license plate and everything else, because, I see it myself. I am amazed by how many people don't stop. They just don't want to. It's like, I'm in a hurry. I got to stop. The only thing I would like to see, you've heard me say it before quite a few times, I would like to see the bus driver get off the bus, walk the children to the curb, then get back on the bus. If that means turning the key off and then starting it up again, so what? Too many times the kids are getting off and somebody tries to take a shortcut around this side or around that side. They get clipped. They almost get clipped. They get killed. And the bus driver's still sitting in the seat. I don't go for that. That's just my opinion. I just don't go for it. You pull over, that's your responsibility, is to deliver that child safely to the sidewalk. That's your job, as far as I'm concerned. So I know I'm going to hear from it, but hey, too many kids are getting hurt. So, and then I don't know if you saw this. Wow, this it's on YouTube. Over in Brazil, a man and a woman are walking down the sidewalk having a conversation, and a tire comes off a trailer that's being pulled by a tow truck, and it comes bouncing. I'm talking, it's bouncing, started bouncing from 400 or 500 feet away. And you see it, boom, boom, and it keeps on gaining more speed. It takes one last bump and comes up and hits the guy square in the back of the head, knocks him out cold down onto the sidewalk. It is the most horrific thing to watch. And of course, whoever put it up, because YouTube doesn't touch your videos when you put them up. Whatever there, you put it up. It just keeps on repeating itself. So, you just keep seeing a guy getting hit. It's not funny, but over and over again with this tire. I mean, you look like he was shot dead. It was really, it was tough to watch. The first 20 or 30 times, I almost couldn't watch it anymore. But it was like my father when I got hit with the baseball bat. I think I told you that story. He's in the stands and he's filming it with his Super 8. Should have known then he was going to be going into the movie business. And I was going like this, and boom, I get hit. Boom, cracks the helmet right off my head. I go down. I get up. I'm crying. I'm 8 years old. That thing hurt. My ear got bent. I ended up losing 80% of my hearing in this ear and everything else. And he's there filming it. He got it all, baby. And then every time the holidays would come around, pull down the screen. Remember those days, take out the projector, put it in, play the scene, and just keep on going forward and reverse while the ball is bouncing off my head for like 15 minutes. You wonder why I'm the way I am? Mm-hmm. So anyway, I was all in good fun. So he went to the hospital, still unconscious when he got there. Massive contusions on his face because he just smashed right into the thing. And concussion and blah, blah, blah. And they expect him, not only that is he going to live, but he's going to be okay, but he's definitely going to live. And no repercussions from getting hit like that. This tire came 400 or 500 feet, smacking the head. You got to see it. It's unbelievable. Scary. And 50 years ago today, or 40 years ago today, I forget what it was, but the anniversary of Mr. Glenn Campbell. And, it was just very sad the way he went. It's sad when everybody goes, but, a major talent, major songwriter, major contributor to all kinds of charities all over the country and all over the world, and just a regular, down-to-earth regular guy, He wasn't a rhinestone cowboy. But, in fact, the way his mind was going with the Alzheimer's, and, it's very sad. A guy like that, you feel like it's somebody that you knew your whole life. That's not here anymore. So happy anniversary to Mr. Glenn Campbell. So let's see. We got a few more to go. Let's get to this next song. This has always been one of my favorites. My sister Donna's favorite. Auntie Fran loved it. My Uncle Bob, her husband, he loved it big time. Tony Bennett fan anyway. But it's about a man reflecting back. Could be a woman, don't get me wrong. But he's reflecting back on, a real poignant time in his life when his heart was touched, and something he's always going to remember. And it's the shadow of your smile, I remember. You remember it? One day we walked along the sand, one day in early spring. You held a piper in your hand to mend its broken wing. Now I remember many a day and many a lonely mile, the echo of a piper's song, the shadow of a smile. The shadow of your smile. When you are gone, will color all my dreams and melt the dawn. Look into my eyes, my love, and see all the lovely things you are to me. Our wistful little star was far too high. A teardrop kissed your lips, and so did I. Now when I remember spring and all the joy that love can bring, I will be remembering the shadow of your smile. I love that smile. Ah, what a nice story it tells. Bravo! Oh, I can't do that. I'm the one singing. All right, let's go. We got 2 songs to go. We're doing pretty good on the time. If you have time again, go on YouTube. They didn't give you the name, and they didn't give you the town, unless I didn't see it. But there's a high school over in Africa. I think it's... You hear him? He's typing a letter to the editor. It's somewhere in Africa, a high school. There's about 20 boys and girls that did they were juniors, did a cappella tribute to Freddie Mercury, and they did Bohemian Rhapsody, and you cannot believe it. I'm telling you, it is unbelievable. You swear you hear the music. You swear you hear the piano and the instruments and the drums, and it's an unbelievable job. So if you get a chance to check it out, you can probably just go to YouTube and type in Bohemian Rhapsody from Africa or something like that. It'll come up, and it's well worth it. Trust me when I tell you. So the FBI announced this afternoon, that they have rescued 103 juveniles, all under the age of 15, from a child and sex trafficking ring. 14 were recovered in Las Vegas, 13 were recovered in Dallas, 9 recovered in Detroit, and the rest scattered all around. And they arrested 70 of these scum traffickers. And that's just the first step. It was a month-long investigation, over 400 agents working on this thing in conjunction with local authorities, and it's just the beginning. I told you this a while ago, and everybody, that got locked up like Epstein and a few others that will be, are all looking to save their skin, and they give everybody up left and right. And if you remember, it's months ago I told you, you will not believe how big this is and how organized it is, and that it was happening probably right in our own backyards. And so, most of these kids that were, among the missing and all that other stuff, and we thought, God forbid, the worst. It's as close to it, but at least they were still alive. But they're being picked up, kidnapped. That's why, take them where they got to go. Don't say trust. I can't stand it when I hear 9-year-old kids at home by themselves because the parents got to work. I understand that, but then you got to work something out. Work something out with somebody down the block. You know what I mean? All right, I'll watch the kid for 2 days. You watch the kid. Whatever's going to be done, but don't leave them alone. It's just not worth it. You know, and it's not fair to them either. So to live in fear or God forbid stepping into the wrong place. You know. So, 70 arrested, and that's not even close to how many are going down the tubes. So, this is a little personal note. I was at the gas station getting gas, and so I'm leaning up against the car, and I'm pumping my gas in, and I see this beautiful Porsche pull up, really gorgeous. I mean, I don't think it could have been any older than maybe a 2017, maybe. Beautiful. And this guy gets out, and I look at him, about 75, 80 years old. You can only see him across the car, and I see his head. Okay. So he comes around, and he's pulling up to the self-serve pump. All right. No big deal. You would think in that kind of a car, but okay, he doesn't want to. So he comes around the car, and he's got on those like blousy bodybuilding shirts, that the big people wear. It looks like it's ripped down here, along the neckline and cut off here at the sleeves. Okay. Well, he looked like Pee Wee Herman, his body. Leather gloves, cut off here. The steering gloves or the weightlifting gloves. Okay. And he's got on flip-flops. Okay, I wear flip-flops once in a while. It's no big deal. Skin-tight bicycle shorts. And I just looked at it. I wanted to run in the car and get in my camera and just take a picture, but, I don't want to violate the guy's, space that he's in. But, I mean, what are you doing coming out and stepping out and walking like... In his mind, he's going, hey, I wonder how many people are looking at me now. A few people with a scope might be looking at you. Oh, my God, I couldn't believe it. I had to hurry up and just get the hell out of there. Oh, I got to go back and pay. Oh, well, anyway. And this report came out again today, this morning. Another one, vaping has now been linked to 127 seizures throughout the United States. And they're finding that it's leading to a lot of mental problems. And, so I don't know. What do we need? It causes popcorn lung. It's got more nicotine in it than regular cigarettes. It's now causing seizures. It's causing mouth cancer more than any pipe or tobacco ever did. It's time to step in and say, that's it, stop. It turned into a nice thing, like to try to offer that up. Forget the hookah bars. I can't stand those things either. That popped up all over the place. And, oh no, it's okay. You know what? I bought a hooker and I put it in the backyard for my son and his friends. And I would educate these people. Do you know what it is? Well, yeah. I said, it's a water pipe. You remember a water pipe when you were growing up? Do you remember what goes in the water? Oh, no, I know. But no, this is just like, they put little flavors in them. No, they don't. That's what they tell you they do. And they put hash in there and they put this in there. Some of them put crack in there. Why? Why do it? Especially when they weren't legal anyway. Now they are. Once they legalized it, they were popping up all over the place. But they're not good for you. They're not healthy for you, for your kids. So what are you allowing it for? You can't be the pal all the time. Sometimes you got to step in and say no, and but explain why. So I would print up 10-page booklets on it and hand it out to them so they could sit down with their kids and say, right, let me explain to you why I'm saying no. Read this and come back to me later on. And they come back and, gee, Mom, gee, Dad, I didn't know that. Okay, well, now you know it. But 127, come on, causing neurological problems and everything else, and we're not stepping in like just to see what the hell's going on here. I don't get it. It's like they don't want a future. That's what it seems like sometimes. Let's just get all the money, make as much as we can now, because tomorrow's only a rumor, And it's true because tomorrow becomes today. So that's what that means. It doesn't mean the world is ending tomorrow. So it's not a rumor. It just means don't worry too far in advance, about doing something if you want to do it today. But let's not kill the future for everybody else, for our kids and our grandkids and all the way down the line. Sorry. Every once in a while I get off on my little tangent there. What? And the birds, sorry. He's right. And the future for the birds and all the animals, What are we doing there, too? Okay, so let's see. 2 songs. Not bad on the time. I'll make sure I didn't skip anything. I know you're on pins and needles. Yes, we're doing very well. Oh, I know I've been bitching about it past couple of weeks, and I'm going to keep doing it. Not that anybody cares what I say, who knows. But, for more originality over in the entertainment field. Now they're doing a remake of Home Alone. And Coming to America, which was kind of funny, Coming to America. A little overdone, on Arsenio's part, I thought anyway. But Eddie Murphy's going to be in it. Arsenio Hall's going to be in it. And James Earl Jones is going to be in it. And, like last night was 90210. I mean, there's really, nobody wants to take a chance on anybody more. There's not a pile of scripts sitting on your desk, and not one of them interests you. Not one of them says to you in your brain and in your heart, you know what, this might be good. Let's go for it. I don't understand it. So, and now we're going to take the host out of the Emmys. Pretty soon we're going to have to be sitting home by ourselves, drawing our own cartoons and no. All right, so I did this one the other day, and I told you the story with my friend Joe Pitti, but Joe Brooklyn, as I call him. But it's always been one of my favorite songs since you introduced it to me. I call it the Italian Karma song. Absolutely. Oh, Karma. Karma, come in, please. Thank you. I wanna be around to pick up the pieces when somebody breaks your heart. Or somebody twice as smart as I. Or somebody who will swear to be true as you used to do with me, who'll leave you to learn that misery loves company. Wait and see. I wanna be around to see how he does it when he breaks your heart to bits. Let's see if the puzzle fits so fine. That's when I'll discover that revenge is sweet, as I sit here applauding from a front row seat. When somebody breaks your heart like you broke mine. Oh yeah. Ba, ba, ba. Italian karma. No such thing. Remember I said that. Karma. Karma works for God. Okay, so we did it. Oh, and most of the colleges today on the island of Long and through the lower part of New York were closed. I think all of it, actually. Maybe we got all in New York. Were closed today because there was a non-specific threat made against CW Post here on the island, and a non-specific threat made against all colleges. And after what happened the past couple of days, nobody was taking any chances, so they all got the day off. Now tomorrow's Friday. It's hooky day. If I'm going to college, you gave me off today, and I got the weekend coming up, don't expect me there on Friday. The bicycles we went over, the man with that was horrible. Yes, we did it all. We did it all. So we're going to end up with, I think, one of the best. Don't get me wrong. I love the movie. I love Judy Garland as a performer. Let's get that clear right off the bat. But Tony Bennett's version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow is just, to me, it's the best I ever heard. You know, it's kind of a little deceiving in the beginning because it's nice and it's mellow and, you know, just like the song is. And boom, it breaks into the Astoria tempo, the Tony Bennett tempo. Say that 4 times fast. Tony Bennett tempo, Tony Bennett tempo, Tony Bennett. Okay. Daddy, help me, Daddy. Daddy. All right, so anyway, here is Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Just, I love this version of it. Love it. I do. When all the world is a hopeless jumble and the raindrops tumble all around, heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane to a place behind the sun, just a step beyond the rain. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that we dared to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops is where you will find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why can't I? Everybody. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, if happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why can't I? Why can't I? Choo. There we go. Nice, huh? Tony Bennett Thursday. Nice. TBT. What happened? What happened? What happened? I'm so scared. Okay. Yeah, TBT. Tony Bennett Thursday. I like it. Could be Tony Bennett Tuesday. It could be take out the trash. No. So, all right, good. I think shut up when I'm doing the show. And I think I covered everything. Tampa. What was Tampa? Excuse me, won't you? Oh, okay, I did that. All right, good. So I hope you liked today's show. I hope it wasn't too confusing. There was a lot of news and a lot of rambling by me. But gotta love Tony Bennett, and I forgot who suggested it. But thank you. I'm sorry, I forgot who. And tomorrow we'll do a potpourri. And any suggestions when we do the... well, actually, when you're hearing this, it will be the watch party, hopefully. Give me a suggestion, what you want to do for a Friday night show before the weekend hits. You know me, I can sing it all, baby. I do it all. Don't forget, first of all, I love you. And don't forget, give a couple of visits to the Songfather radio show and the radio station. And WSNG 122.2 on... Correct. So it's www. And then the rest is all caps, thesongfathershow.com. Okay? On live radio, LYV. And enjoy it. So over the weekend, I'll put about another 10 songs up there. And, then I'm going to take a couple down and redo them. Like my own songs, especially Heaven's Phone. I heard it on the radio show the other night, and I was like, wow, that's awfully low. I don't know why it came out that way. Maybe it was. So I'll do it over live. And live on live. And, of course, I'm very proud of that song, but, I'd like a lot of people to hear it. It seems to help a lot of people, so. And that's it. So, again, I love you, Bam. Thank you very much. Tomorrow we will have Tino back, and maybe lucky will be climbing up on my head again this time. We'll see. But John is home today. He's off from work, so it's my nephew, my godson. So he's having a lot of fun hanging out by John. I'm sure John's enjoying it too much, but anyway, gotta love the animals. They're the best. And not the group. Well, you gotta love them too. But Eric Burden and the animals. No. So have a good night, and see you tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And hopefully we'll be chatting later on the watch party. Peace, love, bam, ciao. Good night. This is Walter Cronkite saying good news and good night.